Hey there everybody. So in this video I'm just going to walk you through some strategies for solving proportion word problems. So let's dig right into it. You're going to use 3 steps for most problems like this. So first you should figure out what is being compared. All right, and your word problem is you're going to be comparing a couple of different things and you're still going to be making ratios out of them. So if you see terms like miles per hour in your word problem, miles are being compared to hours. Or dollars per pound. Dollars are being compared to pounds. So you're going to zero in on what's being compared in your word problem. These 2 examples are really big favorites in proportion word problems. You get a lot of money problems, that kind of thing. You're going to set up your 2 ratios out of these comparisons, and then you're going to solve your proportion the way we've been doing with cross multiplication. So let's do a few practice problems together. All right, so in this first problem, it says Charlotte bought 3 pizzas for $12. So what's being compared here? We've got pizzas to dollars. And honestly, whenever you are faced with like a money situation in proportions, you should really make it your numerator. That's where we come up with things like dollars per pound, or in here we're going to find out dollars per pizza. All right, so we're going to make our ratio dollars over pizzas. All right, so dollars per pizza is our ratio. That's what we're comparing. That's what we're going to be working with. So anyway, Charlotte bought 3 pizzas here for $12. Now don't freak out that this is an improper fraction. That's okay, especially when you're working with ratios. It continues, how many pizzas can she buy for $36? So this phrase right here, how many, that really gives you a clue as to what's going to be the missing part of my proportion. How many pizzas? All right, this is what we're looking for. How many pizzas? So that's going to be the missing part of our fraction, of our ratio. And it says that she's going to be spending $36. So it's very important when I'm setting up my 2 ratios to keep my order consistent. I determined way back here that I'm going to be comparing dollars over pizzas. So I've got to set up both of my ratios in that order, or else this is not going to work. All right, if I chose to write 3 over 12 here because I like that fraction better, that's just going to screw everything up. I'm not going to come up with the right answer here. All right, so right now I've got a good looking proportion set up. So we are going to cross multiply 3 times 96. I'm sorry, 3 times 36, which will equal 108. And then we're going to divide that by our leftover number, which is 12. And we will get 9. So Charlotte can get 9 pizzas for $36. Next problem. Suppose that 2 buses carry 44 people. All right, 2 buses, 44 people. So that's what we're comparing. A problem like this, you can set your ratio up however you want to. A lot of people like to put the first thing they see as the numerator, so we'll do that. So we're going to be comparing buses to people. And I can make a ratio out of my first set of information here. So I know that there's 2 buses with 44 people. Now it says how many buses. So that's my missing piece of information, is the amount of buses we have. How many buses will be needed to carry 132 people? Now that I have my proportion set up, cross multiply and divide. So 2 times 132 will give me 264. And I'm going to divide that by 44. And don't mind me, I'm just going to use my trusty calculator. 264 divided by 44. 6. We're going to need 6 buses here. All right, last problem. The scale on a map is 1 inch equals 10 miles. So that's what we're comparing, inches to miles. So we'll set our problem up as inches over miles. And I will stay consistent with that order. My first ratio can be 1 over 10. The distance on the map is 5 inches. How many miles does that represent? So we want to find our miles. That's the missing piece of information, and they are giving us 5 inches. Cross multiply. 10 times 5 is 50. And just for the sake of continuity, we'll go ahead and divide 50 by 1, since that's the leftover number. And we know, though, that that's going to be 50 miles. All right. So hopefully this gave you a usable strategy when you have to solve a proportion word problem. Until next time, thank you very much.